Alright, welcome to week 12. Here's what we're going to do in today's class. So today's class is all about doing a review for next week's final exam. So what I'd like to show you is I'd like to show you last year's final exam. I'm going to use it as a review for this year. Okay, so if we could take a look here, it's called Review Exam. Okay, I've posted it under your week 12 folder. Okay, and this is a Revit model which involves renovating a small apartment building into a commercial center. Okay, so I've given you this existing file. All right, and this file has all the existing elements. So in other words, the as-built drawing has already been created for you. Okay, so if I take a look right here, here's the as-built drawing of all the elements that are in this building. Okay, both exterior and interior, and it's your job to create the following. So if we read the instructions here, the new design must consist of the following areas: a front entrance area adjacent to 2 offices, 2 large classrooms that will be used for several activities, a library with bookshelves and a few work tables and chairs, and 2 washrooms for men and women. Okay, you can copy the design that is used as an example, or you can create your own design. Okay, so let's read the instructions. So please read all instructions carefully before you start and save often. You're going to complete part A. Okay, so everyone completes part A. Then you have a choice. You could either complete part B or part C. Okay, not all 3 parts are to be done. Okay, and it's going to be similar to this term. I'm going to give you 3 parts, and you're going to choose the 3 parts that you're going to do. Okay, so everyone first of all needs to do the first part, and the first part is creating a working drawing package. And then this working drawing package will consist of the following drawings: as-built, demolition, partition, and furniture plan. Again, as-built, demolition, partition, and furniture plan. So those are the 4 drawings, or 4 sheets and drawings that you're going to create for part A. Alright, so let's get drawing. Okay, so the first thing it says right here is open up the review file, and that's what I've done. Okay, next it says create a new phase called demolition and existing. So I'm not going to explain a lot of this to you. This should all be review for you. I'm just going to go really quick through all of this. Okay, so we're going to create some phases here. So I'm going to go under manage. I'm going to click on phases. Okay, I'm going to create right after existing, between existing and new construction. After. Okay, I'm going to call it demolition. Okay, so there it is. Alright, so there we go. Alright, once I've done that, I'm going to start. It says here, start by creating an as-built drawing. All elements are under the already existing floor plan. So there's already one there. Okay, there's the as-built. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to duplicate that as-built drawing to create our demolition. Okay, so if you recall, the as-built drawing should have show all, okay, and existing. Okay, so that's what it should look like. Alright, next we're going to create the demolition drawing from this. Okay, so we're going to select it, right click, duplicate view, duplicate. Okay, this one here is going to be called demolition. Capital letters here. Alright. Okay, and then what we have to do is now I'm going to gut all of this out. Okay, so this is all going to be gutted out. So I'm going to just do a temporary hide here on all my grid lines here. Okay, so it's easier for me to select all of the interior elements. So all the interior elements are going to be removed from here. So I'm simply going to select it all. Okay, and then this is going to be created on existing, but it's going to be demolished in the demolition phase. Alright, now it's going to ask you to delete some of the room labels. That's okay. Alright, so there we go. Okay, now I missed these two items here. Okay, so I'm going to select that. Should maybe zoom into it. Okay, I'll select these two items. Okay, they're going to again be demolished in the demolition phase. Okay, and then also I missed this one here. Okay, and again, this one is to be demolished in the demolition phase. Okay, so once that's done, okay, I'll get back my grid lines. And once that's done, I can now go in here, phase filter, show previous plus demo. Okay, and the existing phase is the demolition phase. Alright, so there we go. There's our demolition drawing. Alright, once we're done that, we're now going to go, it says here, we're going to now create our partition plan. Okay, so for our partition plan, right click, okay, duplicate view, duplicate. Okay, this is going to be our partition plan. Alright, so once I'm there, all you have to do now is put the proper filters. So show complete, new construction. Okay, so there we go. We've got our clean slate ready to now have our design put in, and there's our design right there. I will continue our design on the next video. Alright, next, let's go ahead and put in some of our interior new construction partition walls. It says here that we should use the corridor walls. Okay, so there's a file, there's a wall type already implemented into this file. So if I go architecture wall, there it is, corridor wall. We're going to use that for any walls that are adjacent to the corridor. Okay, so that is going to be, let's use that as our demising wall. So let's go ahead, it says there that it should go to the height of the roof level. Okay, so let's go in here. We'll use center line, okay, wall center line as our location line, main floor up to the roof level with a top offset of 0. Okay, so that should be 12 feet. All right, so here it says here that the location of these walls and the length of these walls, the accuracy of it is an approximation only. Okay, so we can just go ahead and start drawing those in. Okay, so I'm going to start here. I'll zoom in right there. Okay, and I'll continue. It looks like it's about to this grid line here. Okay, I'll press escape. Okay, and then there's another wall approximately, I'll make it, let's say, about 9 feet. Okay, to there, and then down to here. Oop. I should move it over a bit. Okay, I'll use my modify tool there and just clean up the corners here. Okay, I'll continue another wall. Okay, so just take a look at this. Okay, open up this file, take a look at that. Okay, I'm just putting in some walls here. Next, you'll have to end up putting your doors in there. Okay, all your interior doors. You can see there's a double door there, some single doors. There's another double door there. So again, it doesn't matter. It says here it doesn't really matter what doors you put in. Just go ahead and put in doors. So try to mimic as much as you can. Try to mimic this design here. Okay, and put in your interior walls along with your doors. You could see these are your interior walls here, okay, and these are all your corridor walls. We'll use that one and that one as a corridor wall as well. Alright, next, let's continue reading here. So use the interior walls to construct all the other walls. I've done that. All interior walls go to the roof level. I've done that. Now, here is where we need to start doing some work here. It says, first, tag the walls as W1 and W2. So we need, in a partition plan, we need wall tags. Okay? Use the single string method to dimension the partition wall location. So that's the second thing. We need dimensions. We need to locate all these walls. Then it says create a wall legend, a door legend, as well as a door schedule. Okay, so all of those things we require. There's one more thing. We also need to make sure we put in our room labels. Okay, so we need to obviously tag our doors as well. Okay, so let's do all that. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is let's just put in our room. Okay, our room labels. Okay, so let's go room. Okay, looks like there's a room label already in there from our previous file. So let me just make sure to get rid of that. Okay, so here we go. So room. Okay, I won't do all of them here. I'll just do one. Okay, so classroom. Okay, you all know how to do that. Okay, and then I just place it in. Okay, so this is a classroom as well. I might as well put that one in. Okay, I believe I have some, do I have offices in here? No. Okay, there's the front foyer. I could put that one in there. Okay, and so on. Okay, next I'm going to dimension this. Okay, so let's add some dimensions to this. So let's go annotate, remember single string dimension. So aligned, we'll start on this face. Okay, then we'll go center line, okay, and face. Okay, we can put that one in there. Now we'll put one through here to locate all these walls here. Okay, there's also one that we'll have to locate all these walls here. So again, then we'll go center line, center line, center line, center line. Okay, now we don't have to redo that one. That one's already been done. Okay, so I'll just put that, okay, right there. Okay, then I'll put another one through here. Okay, and again, center line. Okay, and I'll run that through. Let's see, maybe I'll run it right through there. Okay, and then there's one more here that I need. Okay, so maybe I'll go from center line to center line. Put that in there. Okay, then I'll go vertical. Okay, so for vertical, I'll start here. Maybe only need one vertical if I do this well. Okay, so there, and then I'll go center line, center line, center line, center line, center line, and then face. Let's see, where shall I put it? Maybe right there. All right. Okay, now let's tag everything. Okay, let's tag everything. Okay, so let's go to our tag commands. Okay, so under annotate, here's our tag. We'll tag all our walls first. Okay, so remember that I always like to make sure that I'm going to tag by category rather than tagging each individual or tagging all the whole thing. Now you can see how big these tags are. Okay, I'm gonna have to your best bet before I've done all this, okay, before we put in any annotations, is we should probably take a look at what our annotation scale is going to be. Okay, so let's take a look at what our paper size for this is going to be. It says here that's going to be a 17 by 22 horizontal. Okay, that's been provided for you. So let's go and create a sheet here. Okay, so let's go to our View tab, Sheets. Okay, and let's load in. And I've given you one under your week 12 folder, so please use that one under the review. Okay, so there it is. Okay, it's just a revised rendition of one. Okay, I've taken out some elements there. Okay, now we could go ahead and drag and drop. We'll start with our as-built and we'll see what scale, okay, would be an appropriate scale. Okay, so that's pretty small. So that scale right there is 3/32. Okay, so let's double click. Let's reset the scale here. Maybe let's try 1/4 inch. Okay, 1/4 inch is way too big. Okay, let's make it 3/16. Close. It's probably going to be 1/8. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's put that in here. There's your as-built drawing. Okay, so we know now that all these, and again, I should have done that at the very start, okay, so that I can prepare all my drawings appropriately. Okay, so my demolition, okay, again, it's at, should be set at 1/8. Okay, my partition, very important here, 1/8 now, and I can see, watch how all my elements change size, obviously. Okay, there we go. So now I could pay more attention to exactly where I'm going to place these. Okay, I don't know where this section line came from. Okay, let me just delete that, get rid of that. Alright, so there, okay, let's go ahead and continue tagging. Okay, so under annotate, tag by category. We've got a few more walls to tag here. We'll tag this one. Tag this one. Okay, and I think that's it. We'll tag this hallway. Alright, there we go. Okay, so now let's go ahead. It says here we're going to call this one W1. And again, all of them, yes. Okay, and this one here will be W2. Say yes. Okay, there we go. So all our walls have been now tagged. Okay, and the last thing we're going to tag, let's go ahead and tag all our doors. Okay, so now we can use a tag all for that one. We'll put in door tags, we'll tag all. Okay, click OK. There you go. There's all my tag doors. Okay, and perhaps now I'm going to change some of these numbers. Okay, so let's say this door here and this door here will be the same door. Okay, so I'm going to go in there and they're both going to be door 40. Okay, and I'm not too worried about what the exact number on each door is. Okay, this door here, let's make all these doors. This door here, I'm going to make door same as this door here. Actually, they're different. This door and this door. Okay, we'll make those the same door, so that's door 35. Okay, and then this door here and this door here, we'll make it the same. Okay, and that's door 36. Okay, and that's it. Those doors will be different. That door will be different. Okay, so I've put in my walls for my partition. Okay, I put in my doors. I've tagged all my walls. I've tagged all my doors. I've dimensioned all my walls. I put in my room tag. Okay, I've done everything I needed for the drawing. Now it's time to create my legends and my schedules, and we'll start that on the next video. Alright, next let's do our legends. Okay, so under the view tab, let's go into our legends command. Alright, and the first legend we'll do is a wall legend. Alright, so once I'm in here, I'm going to now add a detail. Okay, so under the Annotate tab, under Detail, let's go ahead and add a legend component. Okay, and we'll start by putting in our wall. So we'll start by we'll go in our walls, and we'll do our corridor wall. Okay, so we'll use a section. Okay, let's set our detail level to fine. Okay, and then let's also do an interior wall. Okay, so there's our two walls. Okay, now we're going to do a material tag. We'll tag all the materials on this. Okay, so there's one material there. Okay, once I put that in, okay, I want to put an arrow on the end of that. Okay, so I'll go into my edit type and I'll put in a different arrowhead. Okay, and then I'll put in one more. Okay, metal stud here. Okay, I may want to even put some dimensioning in here. Looks like it won't let me dimension each face. Nope, won't let me. Okay, so again, I'm not going to do the whole thing. Okay, that you'll just end up tagging all of these elements here. Okay, now I can go ahead under Detail, Detail Line. I'll put a rectangle around it, and I'll use a medium line type. One thing I did forget to do, I should leave a little space here because I got to call this one W1 and W2. Okay, something like that. Then I'll use just simple text. So I'll go under Annotate, Text, No Leader. I'll use 1/4 inch. Okay, I'll center. I'll put it right there. Okay, and this is W1. Okay, and then I'll put another one here. This is W2. Okay, press Escape. And then I'll just move these around. Alright, so there you go. There is my, okay, incomplete, but okay. This again is my wall tab, my wall legend. And again, a door legend is done pretty much the same way. Okay, I just again go under View, go to Legend, okay, Legend, and then I'll put in the door legend. Okay, click OK. And again, I go under Annotate, Legend Components, and now I could put in my doors. Okay, and the two doors that I put in, okay, so there was a single flush 36 by 80. Those were the interior doors. I'll put a plan view of it, as well as I'll put in a front view of it. Okay, then I also put in a the commercial type door, double exterior, double lit. I use that door. Okay, again, I put in my plan view. Okay, and then I'll put in my elevation. Okay. Maybe I'll put in some dimensions on here. Alright, so something like that, and then I would label this. Okay, so this is door number, okay, or I could say the type of door. Yeah, maybe I'll put the type of door instead, and then I'll put that in with my room legend, or my door schedule. Okay, so that's the last thing I want to do on this video, is create a schedule, and that will be my door schedule. So to create a schedule, under View, Schedule, Okay, and we're going to look for our door schedule. Okay, and here's what I want. The first thing is going to be my mark. Okay, put that in. Okay, then the next thing is I'll put in the family and type. And lastly, count. Alright, click OK. There it is. Oh, looks like it's not a mark, it's a type mark. Sorry, my apologies. Okay, so remove that. It's called a type mark. Remember, we had to type in. Okay, and let's move that to the top. Okay, so there it is. Okay, now you'll notice that some of them, okay, see we have to turn off the itemize item. Okay, so under sorting and grouping, okay, we're going to group, or we're going to sort it by type mark, but I'm going to turn off the itemize every instance. Okay, I don't know why there's all of these other ones here. Okay, I got a bunch of doors here that don't know where they come from. So let's go to sorting and grouping. I turned off. Oh, I thought I turned that off. There we go. Itemize every instance, and I don't know where. I think these doors are coming from a previous file here. So I'm gonna end up hiding. I should hide this row here. Okay, so delete row. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so now we can go ahead and place all of these elements onto our partition plan. We're now ready. Okay, that'll be done in the next slide. Alright, next let's go ahead and create our sheet. So we've already created one sheet just so that we knew what the annotation scale was going to be. Okay, so it came out as A3. So we're going to reset that to A1. This is going to be my as-built drawing. Okay, then the next one is going to be, again, let's load in a sheet. Okay, so reload that sheet. That's A2. This is going to be my demolition plan. Okay, then I'm going to create another one. Okay, load that in. That's A3, and that is going to be, come on. Okay, this one is going to be my partition plan. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so once we've done that, let's go ahead and drag and drop our elements for our partition plan. So we'll start with the main floor partition plan. Drag and drop that one in. Okay, so there it is. Okay, then I'm going to go down. I'll put in my legends and my schedules. Okay, so I'll come down. Here's my legend. So we'll start with my wall legend. Put that up here. Okay, there's my wall legend. Alright, and then I'm going to put in my door legend. Okay, and then lastly, I'll put in my door schedule. Ooh, that's a pretty big one there. Okay. Make my column sizes different. Okay, right there. There you go. Okay, and I would label these. Okay, I would label that. Okay, Oh, you know what I did here? It looks like I put in there's my windows in here as well for some reason. Okay, but anyways, this one here was my single flush. Okay, so I would probably label that somewhere here. This is my single flush, or you can even just put door number 6. Okay, this is my this one here, my double door glass. I believe that's this one here. Okay, so I'd put that as number 8. Okay, and so on. Okay, so there you go. There is my partition plan. Alright, the next drawing we're going to do is our furniture plan. Okay, so we're going to take our partition plan, right click, duplicate view, duplicate. Okay, and this one we're going to rename. Okay, this is going to be my partition plan. Oh, sorry, not my partition plan, my furniture plan. Alright, so now let's go ahead and put in some furniture here. Okay, so this is a classroom, so I'll probably need some desks here, some chairs. Okay, so go ahead and place in here. This is another classroom. Okay, I'll do the same thing. This is a library, so I'll put in some bookshelves with some other tables and chairs here. Okay, this is an office. This is our washrooms here. And this is our front entrance, which probably will not need any, maybe some chairs or sofas in that little lounge area here. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I'll turn down the video, and then again I'll just show you one. So if you forgot, so we go under Architecture, Component, Load Family. Okay, we're gonna go under our U.S. Imperial folder. Okay, under Furniture. Okay, and let's start by putting in some, let's see, let's put in some seating. Okay, so let's see, what would be more appropriate for a school environment? Maybe something like that. Okay, let's put in that. There's auditorium seating. Maybe I could create an auditorium in one of these. Okay, but let's go ahead. I'll put a few of these ones in. Okay, show you how to put. Okay, so there's one. I'll press my space bar, rotate it around. Okay, maybe the front of the. Okay, it would be something like that. Okay, and I'll just create. Maybe I'll show you in an array. Okay, so I'll select it. Array. Maybe I want to put, let's say, 8 chairs. Okay, and then I'll do my distance. Okay, maybe 8 is too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. We'll just do 5 instead. Okay, so there, and then I'm going to array these ones. Alright, and maybe I'll put 6, and it's going to go from, let's say, here to there. Okay, so there we go. Okay, and maybe I'll put a desk at the front. Okay, so component. Okay, there's a big desk there. I'll put a big desk there at the front. Okay, maybe I should move these all back a bit. Okay, and then I'll maybe put a chair there. Okay, so just go ahead and add, all this different furniture and fixtures and all of that into your building, please. Alright, so next we're going to create our furniture plan. So I've placed all my furniture in here. Okay, I've put some auditorium seating, some other types of seating in the classrooms. I put a desk and some chairs. Here's some shelving units that I've put in, tables and chairs. Okay, here is a furniture system. Okay, I found this under the furniture system folder. okay, with some executive chairs, and I put a couple sofas in here. Okay, so now we have to tag it. Okay, so now we're going to go under our Annotate tab. I'm going to click on to our Tag All, and I'm going to tag all the furniture. And you can see there is no furniture tag, okay, preloaded. So we need to load in the furniture tag. Okay, so to load in our furniture tag, we're going to simply go under Insert, Load Family. Okay, go into your US Imperial folder and go under Annotations. Okay, and we're going to start by looking for a furniture tag. So we're going to go under Architectural. Okay, scroll down. There's our furniture tag. We also have a furniture system in there as well. Those are those desks here. Okay. So those workstations, so I'm going to load in both of those, okay? Furniture tag and furniture system tag. So I'm going to load those both in. Once I've loaded it in, I can now go and use my tag command. So I'm going to use tag all. I'll start by tagging all my furniture. Okay, so there you go. You can see all the tags there. Okay, and then I'm also going to now, and you can see that the workstations here aren't tagged, so I'm going to tag all, and I'm going to tag my furniture systems as well. Alright, and I click OK. Now we've got to give it a designated value for each. Okay, so this is a chair. Okay, so I'm going to call this one, well, it's actually a chair and table combo. So I'll call it CT. Okay, CT1. Okay, and all of the other ones, I want them to be called CT1 as well. Okay, now this is just a regular chair here. Okay, so I'm going to go in there. I'll call this one C1. Okay, now this one is a shelving unit. Okay, so I'm going to call this one SH1. Okay, this one here is a table. Okay, so in here, this is T1. Okay, now this is another chair. So I'm now doing the next chair. So this will be C2. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, so there's another chair here. Okay, so that'll be C3. Okay, there's a table here. I have to zoom in. There you go. T2. Okay, there we go. And we've got a sofa here. Okay, so S1. Okay, and then lastly, I've got my workstations here. Okay, you can see that we could move these if they do interfere with the other elements. It's best to move them. Okay, so now this is the workstation. So workstation 1. Alright, so there we go. Everything has now been tagged. And once we tag it, we can now create our furniture schedule. Okay, so again, under our Annotate tab, under our View tab, there's our schedule. Okay, we're creating a furniture schedule. So now let's scroll down, look under Furniture. There it is, and we will have to create another furniture systems for the other element here. Okay, so let's go. Let's just start with our furniture one. Okay, the first one is going to be a type mark. Okay, the second one is going to be family and type. Okay, and what else? Count. Okay, and I think that's it. Okay, now for this one, I'm not going to put a type image. I could put a type image like we did in the assignment. Okay, but it might take too much time in a final exam, so I wouldn't put that in. So now I go ahead and OK that. Okay, obviously I've got to turn off my itemize every instance. I'm going to sort it by type mark, and there we go. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put this on the last page here, a page A4. Okay, so let's create one more sheet. So let's again go to View, Sheet. Okay, this is A4. Let's go ahead and rename that. So this is our furniture plan. Okay, and then we're going to insert that, drag and drop. Okay, and then lastly, we'll put in our furniture schedule. All right, there we go. We now have our 4 pages. Okay, and that is part A. Okay, that is part A. We're going to also in our next videos do parts B and part C. Okay, now please remember this. Okay, the assignment or the review exercise, I'm telling you what you need in each of the pages. Okay, but the final exam may not tell you what needs to be on every page. Okay, so you got to remember what needs to be on every page. On the as-built, okay, obviously you need your as-built items, you need the mentioning. Okay, that's your as-built. Okay, on your demolition, your as-built also we're missing. We're missing on the as-built, we're missing the room labels. Okay, so we need to incorporate, we're going to need to put in our room labels there. On the demolition, I forgot to load that one in, so let's bring that in. Okay, so on a demolition, you need the small demolition legend. Okay, so we're missing here. Demolition legend just simply shows, okay, the dash lines as being items to be removed. Okay, you may want to put some other notes on here that are asked to be put on a demolition plan. All right, next, furniture plan, or sorry, partition plan. That was the big one. The partition plan, again, let's make sure we're on the sheet, on the printable sheet. Okay, the partition plan, that's the big one. Oh, one very important thing I just noticed right here. Okay, we gotta make sure. Okay, don't know why that all went in my door schedule. I'm going to have to redo my door schedule there. Okay, but remember, very important, because a lot of people forgot to do this in the assignment. Don't forget to do it in the exam. You got to turn off the furniture here. Okay, you can see the furniture is showing on this drawing. So we got to get back into my partition plan here. Always a good idea to review all your drawings before you submit, because that's when I figured this out. Okay, I go into my visibility graphics for my partition plan. I then turn off my furniture layer. Very important. Okay, so right there. Okay, so again, if remember, okay, for this you're going to need, for a partition plan, you're going to need the new constructed items, interior walls, okay, interior doors, okay, you get room labels, room tags, door tags, wall legend, door legend, and again, I deleted it because it was incorrect, but the door schedule as well. Very important I have those elements. And then lastly, furniture plan. You need obviously your furniture plan with all your tags on your furniture, and then your corresponding furniture schedule. Okay, that is part A in the exam. Alright, let's take a look at part B. So part B, it says to create a toposurface. So it says to insert the CAD file review exam site plan.dwg onto the site plan in Revit. Align the building outline on the site plan with the Revit model and create a toposurface. Apply grass and asphalt to the site and driveway and parking. Alright, so here we go. So we're going to go to our site plan. Okay, there's our site plan. We're going to go ahead and hide some of these elements. So I'm going to take off all the annotated objects. All right, there's our building there. I'll set it to wireframe. All right, so there we go. So let's go ahead now and insert our CAD file. Okay, so let's go under our Insert tab, click on Import CAD. I'll go to our week 12 folder. This again is one of the CAD files that I've given you in this week's lecture. All right, I'll insert it in. Once I insert it in, I may have to move it. So there it is. Okay. Now it looks like it's actually in the proper spot. Let me just move it around and just double check. Yeah, you can see the outline of the buildings right there. So it did move into the appropriate spot. So no need for me to move it. If I did have to move it, I can go into a 3D view. Okay, I'd unpin it. And then I'd go ahead and simply use my move command. Okay, and I'd select the object, use my move command, pick a point and move it to align it to the building's corner. Alright, so there you go. There's our topo surface. I'll go back to my site plan and I'll start creating my topo surface. Alright, so under massing and site, I go to topo surface. I start with a 0 elevation and then I just simply pick points along my 0 elevation line. Okay. Once I'm gone ahead and pick points along this 0 elevation line, I'll move to any other 0. I believe I have another. There's a 0 elevation on the bottom here. Again, just picking points along that elevation line. Once I'm done picking points along that elevation line, I can simply change my elevation distance and then go ahead and pick points along that. Alright, so there you go. I'll start up here, 5 feet. I'll change my elevation to 5 feet. And again, I'll pick points along that elevation. Again, make sure that you have your visual style set at wireframe, because if you don't, in areas like this where your elevation is higher than 0, you may get to points where you cannot see your CAD file because your topo surface is on top of your CAD file. Okay, so go ahead. I'll keep picking points along 10 and then eventually along 15 and 20 and also negative numbers at the bottom. Okay, and I will talk to you on the next video. Alright, now that I've finished picking all the points along all the different elevations, I'm going to now go ahead and click Finish. Alright, and there's my topo surface. So if I view this in 3D, okay, you can see, I have some things turned off here. So let me turn back on all my elements here. Let me just double check that my topo surface is on. Yeah, my topo surface is on. Okay, I'll turn on all my annotative objects as well. Alright, for some reason I can't seem to find it on my... So I'm going to go ahead and just reset my 3D view here. So I deleted my 3D view. There it is. There's my topo surface right there. Alright, so now I could see my building. I could see my topo surface in 3D. If I set my visual style to realistic, you could see that there's an earth material on it. Okay, so there we go. Okay, and let me set this to show all. Okay, show complete. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, so next, okay, let's go ahead and look at the site settings. Okay, so I'm going to go to site, go back to my site plan. You can see that there are contour lines at every 1 foot. Okay, so I'm going to change my site settings here. Okay, so click on there. I'm going to put in a bold interval every 5 feet, just like, oh, try that again. Okay. Just like my CAD file. And I'm going to set increments at every 1 foot, starting from -10. Okay, just so that I could see it, okay, along the bottom of my contour. There it is. Okay, and you can see that there's a solid line at every 5 feet. All right, there you go. Now in the next video, I'm going to take a look at how to apply different materials to this site. All right, now the majority of this site you could see here has, or all the site by default has earth on it. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to change the material. So I'm going to select it, and then right here in my properties panel under material, I'm going to go ahead and go into my project browser, and in here I'm going to type grass. Okay, there's grass. I'm going to go ahead and pick it. Okay, and click OK. Alright, so you can see there's grass. I'm now going to do a split surface so that I can apply asphalt to this area here. Okay, so I'm going to simply go back to my site plan. Okay, I'm going to set my visual style to realistic so I can see the grass. And now I'm going to do a split surface. So I'm going to do remember, when you do a split surface, you could only divide it into 2 parts for every split surface. So I'm going to split one here. Okay, there's one split. And then I'm going to go ahead and do another split surface along the bottom surface now. Okay, along there. There's another split. I'll finish that. Okay, now there's my driveway, and I'm going to go ahead and change that material now, okay, to asphalt. Okay, so I'll do asphalt pavement. Okay, right there. Now I'll do, let's say, something, maybe stone at the front here. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I'll do it in 3D. It might be easier to see that area there, okay, without the roof overhang. Okay, so again, I'll do a split surface. Select this surface now. I'll use my rectangle tool, and I'll simply trace around this area here. All right, I'll finish that. Okay. Oh, I don't need to do that line there. Get rid of that one. Oh. Okay, so let me try that again. Okay, I'll get rid of all these. I'll trace it. Okay, so again, I'll use my line tool. Finish that. Something seems to be an issue here. Maybe if I close it off. Alright, sorry, my apologies. Okay, let me try that again. So split surface, make sure you pick the larger surface. I think in my previous slide I did not pick that area there. Okay, and then I'll just simply draw a rectangle, okay, from this corner here, okay, to this corner here. Okay, so there we go. And I'll put a different material on there. Maybe I'll find a stone material that I want to put on there. Okay, so maybe like a natural stone. Let's see, it doesn't look like there's any stone on mine. So I'm just going to pick, oh, there you go, stone. Alright, there we go. Now, one very important Toposurface that we need to split, and that's the one inside the building. Look inside the building, you can see that the Toposurface goes around that building. So we need to make sure, so I'm going to go back to my site plan, might be easier for me to view from there, and I'll set it to wireframe. Okay, and I need to again trace around the perimeter of my building. It might actually be easier to do this from a 3D view, even though I know because my Toposurface hits the bottom of this. Okay, so maybe it might be easier from here. Alright, so let's go. Okay, so let's go again. Split surface. Okay, I'll pick surface here and I'll just trace around. Okay, so I'll use maybe use my pick lines method and trace around, or maybe I'll just use a line and I'll zoom in. I'll look for my wall. There's my wall there. Okay, and I'll go around the perimeter. Along there. Alright, so I think that's it there. I'll finish that. There you go. And very important, most important part. Okay, and I'll do this in a 3D view so you could see it. The most important part, we got to select that Toposurface inside the building. There it is, and then I simply delete it. Okay, so there you go. I've just added Toposurface and then put different materials on that 3D. Now, the last thing I could probably do here for this site plan is hide the CAD file. So I can go under Visibility Graphics, go under Imported Category. There's the file there. I simply turn it off, click Apply, and there we go. There's our site plan. Alright, the last step to this, step C, is creating a custom component. It says create the reception desk as shown on A5. So here's the drawing of it. Okay, as a loadable RFA file. Make sure to add material parameters to all elements and then insert it into the front foyer of the furniture plan. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so there it is, and you can see on this drawing here it says that the base is created using the sweep command, the top is created using the extrude command, and the opening is created using a void extrude command. Okay, and there are some of the dimensions for this object. Okay, so let's go ahead and create this. Okay, I'm just going to simply save my my review file here. Save as project. Okay, I'm just going to call this one in progress. Alright, and here we go. So in order for me to create an RFA file, I have to create a new family file. Okay, so let me just move this over for a second, and let's go File. Let's click on New Family. Okay, and the first step is choosing the appropriate template. Okay, so this is an Imperial file, so I'm going to choose an English I folder. Scroll down, and I'm going to go, this is sitting on the ground, so I'm going to use a generic model floor-based template. Alright, once I'm in there, I'm going to do the base first. Okay, so if I take a look at this drawing here, okay, let me maximize this drawing here. Alright, so I'm going to do the base first, okay, and this base is going to be a sweep. It says to sweep that base, okay, so I'm going to create the path first, okay, and then I'm going to do the profile, and then I'm going to sweep it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start by generating the path. So this is going to be using the sweep command. Okay, so we're going to click sweep. Okay, we're going to start by generating the arc. Okay, so I'm going to go to sketch path. Okay, I'm going to use my arc command. I'm going to use center and arc. So I'm going to pick the center point first. Okay, then I'm going to pick the start point, and you can see if I zoom up to this file here, that is a 3 foot. Let me just double check here. Yeah, that's a 3 foot radius. Okay, so I'm now going to put I'm going to start it down here, 3 foot radius right there, and then I'm going to bring it all the way, okay, 180 degrees right here, and then I'm going to go to my line command, and there is a 4 foot line at the end right here. Okay, so there's my path. Finish that. Okay, now if I look at this in 3D, okay, you should be able to see right there, okay, is where I'm going to draw the profile. Okay, so now that I've created my path, I'm going to go to select profile now, edit profile. Okay, I'll do the show so you could see it. There it is. That's my work plane. Okay, so I'm now going to draw this along that, draw the profile along that. So this is the line that I drew right here. Okay, so I need to draw this on the left side of that line. Okay, so if I look at this, if I zoom in, okay, I'll zoom in a little bit closer. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so I'm going to draw this shape. Now, the top is going to be done with extrude, so I don't want to do that in the sweep command here. So I'm just going to now go ahead, draw a line. I'll start from there. Okay, that's going to be 1 foot 6 and 1 foot 6. Okay, so that is 12. Let's go 1 foot 6 there, and then another 1 foot 6 there. Okay, then I'm going to go over 2 feet. I'm going to go down 1 foot 6. I'll go across. Okay, I'll press escape here. I'm going to go start back from here. I'll go 1 foot 9. Then I'll go up 1 foot 6, and then I'll finish it off there. Okay, so there you go. There's my profile. Alright, I'll click on finish. So now I'll go back to my 3D view. Right here. Alright, so I'll just move this out of the way. There's my path. There's my profile. I'll do my final finish. Okay, there's my base. Alright, now I'm going to do the top, the counter. Okay, so if you take a look at the counter, okay, in this drawing here, so let me bring the drawing over, okay, you'll see that it's overhanging by 3 inches, okay, it's an overhang of 3 inches. So what I'm going to do here, I'm simply going to trace around this, all the way around 3 inches. Now let me just make sure it doesn't offset on the inside, okay, so it doesn't offset on the inside. So here we go. First of all, let's go under Create, Let's click on show. You can see my work plane is at the base, so I want to set my work plane now, okay, to the top, okay, right there. Okay, now that my work plane is there, I'm going to go to create. I'll unshow it now. I'm now drawing on the top here. I'm simply going to trace around this. Okay, so I'm going to go to my extrude command. Okay, and I'm going to use my pick lines method. Okay, I'm just going to trace. Okay, doesn't look like it. I want to. Let's click on show, make sure I'm on the top there. Okay, let's go ahead and doesn't look like I'm able to pick. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm just picking top edge along the top. There we go. And I'm going to offset, use my offset tool by 3 inches. Okay, and I got to make sure I turn off my copy option. And I'm only going to do this line, offset this one. Okay, that's all offset, offset, and offset this one. Okay, the inside is not going to be offset. All right, and now I'm going to give this a height. Okay, so if I take a look at my drawing again, okay, you can see it's at 2-inch height. Okay, so therefore my extrusion start. Okay, oh, let's press escape to get out of that offset. My extrusion start is going to be 0. My extrusion end is going to be 2 inches. All right, so now go ahead and finish. Okay, there's my extrude right there. Okay, in the next video, I will show you the void. All right, so the next thing I want to do is create this void, and this void is going to be a void extrude. Okay, and you can see there's the void right there. You can see that void is 2 inches from this corner right here. Okay, 2 inches inwards. It's only voiding the base, okay, not the countertop, and it's going to be 2 foot by 2 foot. Okay, so let's go ahead and create that. I'm going to create that on the same surface as I created the counter, and then I'm going to extrude downwards. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. All right, so let's first of all go to create, go to void forms, and go void extrude. Okay, let's first of all show our work plane. You can see it there. Let's go to our top view. Okay, and it's right in here that I'm going to create that. So I'm going to set my visual style to wireframe. Okay, you can see there is my, right here is my base right there. Okay, and I'm going to start it 2 inches away from that. So I'm going to zoom in. Okay, and I'm going to start it. Now you can see it's not going to where I want it to go. So no problem. I'll just put it down for now. Okay, and I'll create, oh, I'm going to use my rectangle tool. I'll go down, I'll put it right about here somewhere. I'll set that distance in a little bit. Okay, and this is going to be a 2 foot by 2 foot. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out. There's 2 foot there. Okay, and there's my other 2 foot right there. Okay. So right there, I'll go into my 3D view so you can see that. Oh, I'll press escape. I should probably set this distance. Okay, so this distance here was 2 inches from this here. So I got to make sure that is set to 2 inches. Okay, and then again, this should be set to 2 feet. Okay, I'll go into my 3D view. Okay, so you can see it right there. Orbit around. Okay, and that's going to drop all the way down. Okay, so extrusion start is going to be 0, extrusion end all the way down. Okay, so that's going to be, if I recall, that was 12 is plus 6 is 18. That'll be 36 inches or 3 feet down. Okay, so let's go 3 feet. Okay, and click finish all the way down. There it is. Okay, there's my void right there. Okay, so if I do it in hidden line view, okay, there's my void right there. All right, And then the last thing it asks me to do, it says to create material parameters to it. Okay, so we're going to have two material parameters, one for the base, one for the top. So to create a material parameter, please go under Modify, go into Family Types, click on to Create Parameters. Okay, and the first parameter, we're going to call it, let's say, we'll just call it Base. Okay, this is a material parameter, very important. Click OK. There's one. Okay, do another one here. This one will be the top. Again, that's a material parameter. Make sure you select the type of parameter. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I could put a default material on them. Okay, so maybe on the base, maybe I'll just put some type of wood. Okay, maybe a light wood, bamboo. Okay, and then on the top, I'll put perhaps a darker one, darker wood. Maybe I'll put a redwood. Okay, there we go. Apply, click OK. Alright, and then go ahead and set your visual style to realistic. One last thing, select the object, select the top, and assign the parameter. So that is the top. Okay, then pick the base, and again assign the assign the material parameter. Alright, so there we go. There is our reception desk. Okay, I'll now go ahead and save this as a family file. Okay, I'll call it reception desk. Alright, so there it is. And then now I'll go ahead and load it into my project. So I could go ahead and close these off. Okay, so there it is. I'll go into my main floor furniture plan. Okay, oh, look at that. Okay, so again, when I do this, I've got to make sure that I go to all my drawings, okay, and turn off what I need to turn off. So in this case here, okay, there's my CAD file. I definitely need to make sure I turn that off. Okay, so there's my CAD file. I'll turn that off. Good. In my demolition plan, I do the same thing. Okay, make sure you do this. Okay, turn off my site plan. Okay, there's my furniture plan. Again, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Okay, and I'll do that. Very important. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, always a good idea before you submit that you make sure everything looks proper. Alright, so back to my furniture plan. It says to insert that into here. So I'm going to go to Architecture, Component, Load Family, go to my Week 12 folder. That's where I saved my reception desk. There it is. Okay, there it is, right. Oh. Okay. Oh, don't know why it's not footing in. Okay, let me press save. Let me just make sure, okay, because I may have turned it off. This is under generic models. You can see it is turned on. Okay, let me just double check. Okay, it's on. Generic models are on. Okay, so let's go into our 3D view and figure out where it is. Okay, there's a floor there, so I should be able to put it in. Okay, so let's see if it's under the partition plan. Let's try to put it in here. Okay, so see, it's not there. Let's double check that my floor is on. Maybe that's the issue, because remember, this is a floor-based model. Okay, so if there's no floor turned on, no, my floor is there. Okay, let's go back. Let's go to my 3D view. Let's try to put it in here. Again, component. There's my recell. There it is. Okay, some reason why it's not taking there. Okay, so there we go. There's my reception desk. Okay, I can rotate it around. There we go. Alright, so if I go to my furniture plan, there it is. Strange that I couldn't put it in there. Okay, but there we go. Okay, so that is part C of this review exercise.